Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal part 276 to 277 based on novel. So let's start. Moji. Since the founding of the Four Divine sect, the appearance of a new divine emperor would always cause an uproar. The history of the Four Divine sect was very long. It existed before the celestial realm collapsed. Although the celestial realm was the king, during the peak of the Four Divine sect, with all four divine emperors around, even the reigned celestial realm had to give them respect. Any time a new divine emperor appeared, the celestial realm would send congratulatory gifts. At that time, there was no cultivation alliance, only the brilliant void realm. To be more accurate, the brilliant void realm was a subordinate of the celestial realm. They were in charge of all the lower realm cultivators. However, due to the strength of the Four Divine sect and other special reasons, the celestial realm allowed both the Four Divine sect and the brilliant void realm to exist at the same time. The appearance of a new divine emperor was enough to cause a huge stir in origin energy. Four powerful cultivators, it was something they could easily feel. At this moment, when Wang Lin completed the first transformation, the origin energy across the entire Alliance star system began to ripple with the Vermilion Bird sect as the center. All heaven had occupied the western and northern regions of the Alliance star system. Messengers of the Thunder Celestial Temple was everywhere. After successfully annexing the two regions, the Thunder Celestial Temple now ruled supreme here. Black palaces like small hills floated among the stars, slowly moving forward. There were large amounts of all-heaven cultivators around Reach Palace. There were at least 100 palaces, forming a large army. They were moving toward the various forces of the Alliance in the central region. Although there were a lot of cultivators, there was no sound, only the sounds of flying sword. After years of fighting, the all-heaven cultivators had changed as well. Their immaturity was gone and was replaced with a fierce killing aura. At this moment, the fluctuations of origin energy spread out and passed by them. However, with these cultivators' cultivation levels, it was very difficult for them to notice the subtle changes in origin energy. However, inside the palace near the back, one that was almost 10 times the size of the other palaces, Master Flamespark suddenly opened his eyes when he was in closed-door cultivation. When he opened his eyes, the other 10 elders within the palace also opened their eyes, and their eyes shined. One of the elders slowly said, "This fluctuation of origin energy came from the eastern part of the Alliance. Could it be that some powerful treasure has appeared in the eastern region of the Alliance?" Master Flamespark pondered and shook his head. This fluctuation isn't the birth of a powerful treasure. The eastern region belongs to the Four Divine sect. Could it be that a new divine emperor has appeared? Master Flamespark's eyes lit up. He still wasn't quite sure. After all, he had left the Alliance long ago. For Divine Sect. If the Cultivation Alliance isn't a match for us, such a small sect would simply collapse under the pressure of my all-heaven army. A red-haired old man inside the palace revealed a look of disdain and pride. Master Flamespark looked at the red-haired old man and said, "The Four Divine sect is definitely not what you think. This fluctuation of origin energy is likely the birth of a new divine emperor. I just don't know which." He didn't know why a sense of unease had come with the fluctuation of origin energy. This feeling was very mysterious but very clear. Another person felt this fluctuation, an old man in black clothes. He had just stepped out from the tunnel that connected all heaven to the western region of the Alliance. He immediately raised his head and looked into the distance. His gaze seemed to be able to penetrate across the star system, and his eyes lit up. The Four Divine sect's new divine emperor. This fluctuation contains a trace of fire origin energy, so it should be the new Vermilion Bird divine emperor. In that case, this play has become more interesting. Master Everlasting, there's no way you won't show up when the Alliance falls into chaos. In the southern part of the Alliance, within depths of the corpse sect, there was a large, black coffin. There were chains around it that formed an octagon and connected it to another coffin. A large amount of coffins filled this area and formed a web-like structure. There were cultivation planets that were moved here through some unknown spell. These planets revolved around these coffins. At this moment, the ripple of origin energy passed. A soft sound of surprise came from the coffin at the center. A new divine emperor has appeared within the four divine sect at this moment. Interesting. As his voice echoed, the sounds of nails scratching the lid of the coffins could be heard. This sound would make you feel like someone was tearing your heart apart. Cracks even appeared within the nearby space. The four major powers of the remaining alliance forces also felt this fluctuation. The most powerful of the four forces, the rank 8 cultivation country of Chu-Yu, controlled dozens of planets and had them in a formation. The Chu-Yun sect was on the main planet, and the Chu-Yun sect was the overlord of the country of Chu-Yun. In the Chu-Yun sect's secret room sat an old man who looked very kind. At this moment, the origin energy rippled across. He opened his eyes, and after pondering for a long time, he softly said, "Moji." After he spoke, ripples appeared before the old man and a bald young man in green stepped out. He clasped his hands at the old man and respectfully said, "Moji greets teacher." 1. A new divine emperor appeared in the four divine sect. Go take 4 top rank 5 celestial pills, 100 ordinary celestial pills, celestial treasures, 1000, and also the spirit I refined 5 years ago as a gift. That spirit. Moji looked up at the old man before he stopped talking and nodded. That spirit is extremely valuable, but Chu-Yun's gift must include it. Teacher has calculated that this divine emperor is an old friend of yours. Making a friend of this new divine emperor is very important to my country of Chu-Yun. Old friend? Moji had very few friends, but he didn't ask more and left. At this moment, within the four divine sect, rays of light charged toward the Vermilion Bird divine sect. The flames within the Vermilion Bird divine sect were raging, and the shouts of divine emperor had reached a peak. Wang Lin let out a deep breath as he looked at the starry sky filled with fire and thunder. Not far behind him, the Vermilion Bird divine emperor was filled with excitement, and he laughed. Good, my Vermilion Bird divine sect has a new divine emperor. I can finally leave smiling. He raised his right hand and reached at the void. A crack appeared before him and 3 rays of light flew out. Wang Lin, as the Vermilion Bird divine emperor, you need 3 things. First is the cloak of the Vermilion Bird divine emperor that has been passed down for generations. The old man waved his right hand and a ray of light shot toward Wang Lin. The light turned into a white cloak before Wang Lin. There were 9 vermilion birds surrounding it, and it gave off a dignified aura. I took off this cloak during my 3rd Heaven's Blight. I didn't think I would ever have the chance to wear it again. Today, I pass it on to you. The old divine emperor revealed a melancholy expression. Wang Lin touched the cloak with his right hand. The cloak turned into light and surrounded Wang Lin. When the light faded, Wang Lin was already wearing it. Wang Lin already had white hair and a crimson suit of armor. Now with this cloak behind him, he gave off a strange aura. Wang Lin clearly felt a sense of age from this cloak, as if it had existed for an eternity already. The second thing is the identification of generations of Vermilion Bird divine emperors. The Vermilion Bird holy token. The old divine emperor waved his hand and the second ray of light shot toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin caught it, and the light turned into a flame-shaped token. It was only the size of his palm, but when he held it, Wang Lin could feel the powerful fire energy inside along with an ancient aura. The third thing is the most important thing of my Vermilion Bird divine sect, the holy treasure. The third ray of light fell in Wang Lin's hand and turned into a white stone. Observing the Vermilion Bird holy treasure closely, Wang Lin immediately saw countless runes flashing constantly on the white stone. Every time the runes flashed, the heat from the stone would increase. It felt as if these runes had not stopped flashing for countless years. Wang Lin's gaze became serious. A storm was set off in his mind. He took a deep breath and held on to the stone tightly. He felt a very vague aura on this stone, one that was similar to the heaven-defying bead. This aura was very light, but it truly existed. If he hadn't held it in his hand, he wouldn't have felt it. The blood of the holy treasure is still between Qing Lin's eyebrows. You can take it off at any time. The old divine emperor looked at Wang Lin with a hint of relief. These 3 things were passed down by the first Vermilion Bird divine emperor. Only each generation of divine emperor can pass it down to the next. You have to keep them safe, The old divine emperor struggled to get up. His body was already very weak, and just the mere act of standing up was painful for him. However, the excitement and relief in his eyes allowed him to forget all the pain. When he got up, the old divine emperor waved at Wang Lin. His face was filled with kindness. Wang Lin walked next to the old divine emperor while pondering. The old man looked at Wang Lin and placed a hand on Wang Lin's head as he softly said, "From today onward, you're the new divine emperor. Go and meet your clan members. I'm going into the last cultivation in my life. Come back to see me in 7 days." Wang Lin looked at the old divine emperor. He opened his mouth to say something, but in the end he closed his mouth and nodded. He looked meaningfully at the old man before turning around and walking away. The red armor, white cloak, white hair, and white vermilion bird tattoo gave Wang Lin a very special temperament. He slowly disappeared into the distance. The old man closed his eyes and began to cultivate. 1. He is the bald man back on planet Suzaku who Wang Lin first met in a temple in a rainy night. Then later we found out that he was the Alliance's messenger watching over planet Suzaku inside the Suzaku tomb. Wang Lin's mood was a bit heavy. The old divine emperor's gaze reminded him of Dun Tian, and he let out a sigh. As Wang Lin moved forward, almost all the cultivators on the cultivation planets he passed by flew out. The shouts of divine emperor were heaven-shaking. These shouts conveyed the excitement and expectations all the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect members had been holding in for countless years. More and more cultivators followed Wang Lin. In particular, the juniors looked at Wang Lin with reverence in their eyes. As Wang Lin moved forward, more and more Vermilion Bird Sect members followed. "Master!" An excited shout was mixed among the Vermilion Bird members, causing Wang Lin to pause for a moment. Lei Ji and Big Head quickly flew toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin revealed a smile and nodded at the two. As he moved forward, a joyous laugh echoed and then Sichu Nan appeared. He hugged Wang Lin and smiled. "Good, brat, you finally came out." Wang Lin's smile widened. Sichu Nan's injuries had recovered and his cultivation was even stronger. Even his poison was suppressed. The woman in silver and Master Hollow Wind came after Sichu Nan. The woman in silver silently followed behind Wang Lin. As for Master Hollow Wind, although he had a respectful expression, the joy in his eyes came from his heart. Finally, when Wang Lin arrived before the final Vermilion Bird Divine Sect planet, the amount of sect members was enough to cover the sky. Divine Emperor! Divine Emperor! The shocking roars that echoed replaced all other sounds in the starry sky. The final Vermilion Bird Divine Sect primary planet was also the planet Ren Dao was on. At this moment, he listened to the sect members cheering next to him, making his expression even more gloomy. He stared at Wang Lin with a vicious gaze. Next to him, Liao Yun looked at Ren Dao with a look of disdain. He flew into the air toward Wang Lin, who was surrounded by countless people, and respectfully said, "Liao Yun welcomes the Divine Emperor." He was filled with reverence. No one knew more about Wang Lin than the people who had gone to the Demon Spirit Land, and he was one of them. Wang Lin's spell had made the people who were at the Demon Spirit Land admire him completely. Feng Shan hesitated for a bit before also flying into the air and greeting Wang Lin with Liao Yun. A majority of the sect members on the planet excitedly welcomed Wang Lin. The gloomy expressions of Ren Dao, the few elders, and the other people loyal to him formed a stark contrast with everyone else. Ren Dao jerked his head up as he stared at Wang Lin, who was smiling with everyone, and shouted, "Wang Lin, I want to challenge you." He had to do this. If Wang Lin continued, he would have no chance at becoming the Divine Emperor anymore. In the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect, the Divine Emperor was God. Anyone who dared to go against the Divine Emperor would become an enemy of the entire sect. However, there was one law within the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect that made Ren Dao dare to challenge Wang Lin. This roar echoed across the stars and immediately caused everyone to quiet down. The gazes of the surrounding people all gathered on Ren Dao. There were some Vermilion Bird Divine Sect elders present. Their task was to help Wang Lin smoothly transition into the role of Divine Emperor. They wouldn't allow any voice of rebelling. This was a death order sent by the old Divine Emperor. Ren Dao's forehead was covered in sweat, and everyone's gazes were locked onto him. This caused his mind to tremble. However, he didn't have time to worry about it. He stared at Wang Lin and roared, "Wang Lin, do you dare to accept my challenge? If you don't, then you're not qualified to become the Divine Emperor." The three old men behind Ren Dao stepped forward and surrounded him. Then they stared at the various elders among the sect members. "Ren Dao, you dare? Are the three of you going to openly oppose the command of the old emperor?" A tall old man walked out from the crowd. He was one of the Nirvana Shatterer elders that was at the Demon Spirit Land. "Elder Ju, my Vermilion Bird Divine Sect's laws say that when a divine emperor passes the title to the next, all sect members have the right to challenge the emperor for the position. Isn't that right?" "Reckless idiot." There was a flash of coldness in Elder Ju's eyes. He sneered but didn't act, and he retreated a few steps. Not only this old man, but at this moment, among the countless people here, the ones that had gone to the Demon Spirit Land looked at Ren Dao with mockery in their eyes. Some even looked at him with pity. Under these gazes, Ren Dao's mind couldn't help but tremble. He had heard a lot about Wang Lin's achievements in the Demon Spirit Land 3 years ago, but he didn't believe it. Right now he clearly saw that Wang Lin was only at the peak of the Nirvana Scryer stage, which made him believe those rumors even less. He was about to speak. Just at this moment, Wang Lin's cold gaze locked onto Ren Dao. The moment his gaze fell on Ren Dao's body trembled and a chill appeared in his heart. Even the eyes of the three elders behind him narrowed. "If you challenge me, there is no chance for survival. Are you still willing?" Wang Lin's voice was calm, but it was filled with cold intent. Everyone that was at the Demon Spirit Land felt a chill appear in their hearts. They could never forget the power that tore the darkness of night and that fist that could shatter the sky during dream of ancient times. Ren Dao's mind trembled even more intensely and he had a hint of foreboding. However, he couldn't back down now. After carefully checking once more, he determined that Wang Lin was indeed only at the peak of the Nirvana Scryer stage. His expression was gloomy as he clenched his teeth and said, "Challenge." Wang Lin nodded. His original body was currently separated, but even without the powerful ancient god body, Wang Lin still had his spells. He could slaughter all Nirvana cleanser cultivators just with magic arsenal, and he would even dare to battle Nirvana Shatterer cultivators. In truth, whether his original body was there or not made no difference right now. If there was really a difference, it was that the powerful body would allow Wang Lin's endurance to exceed everyone's expectation. There is no need to even talk about Sundered Night, which he could only use during special occasions. Wang Lin didn't know that his Sundered Night had spread far and wide during these 3 years. It had set off a huge storm within the Alliance. Not only had Sundered Night killed Master Void, 2 of the Allseer's avatars were killed and 1 was seriously injured. Such a battle record allowed Wang Lin to become a top cultivator overnight. "No matter what, you're a member of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect, so I can let you die with a fire burial." Wang Lin waved his right hand, and at this moment, a phantom spirit body appeared behind him. 9 mysterious transformations. The moment this spirit appeared, it caused an uproar among the surrounding sect members. Even more excited gazes fell on Wang Lin. 9 mysterious transformations was a spell that only the Divine Emperor could learn. Even Ren Dao's face immediately became pale, but his eyes were immediately filled with resentment and unwillingness. He let out a roar as his hand formed a seal and fire erupted from his body. The heat wave formed a blurred armor around him. Wang Lin's eyes were cold as he waved his hand and the spirit behind him entered his arm. As he moved his arm, he pointed at Ren Dao's body. "Fire burn." The cold voice echoed, but it contained the might that controlled all of the flames in the world. At this moment, as long as it was fire, it had to obey Wang Lin. Just these 2 words caused the flames around Ren Dao to tremble and unexpectedly pounce at Ren Dao. At this moment of crisis, Ren Dao's blurred armor rushed out like a flying sword at Wang Lin. Ren Dao's mind trembled. He didn't think Wang Lin could control his own flames. He knew that this was his last chance. If this strike couldn't seriously injure or kill Wang Lin, once the flames behind him arrived, he would be in great danger. 1 strike is enough to take his life. Wang Lin's expression was calm as his right hand formed a seal and pointed at Ren Dao. The first transformation of the 9 mysterious transformations was displaying its full power. At this moment, Wang Lin felt intense heat from his right hand. Rise 3 Realm Flame Origin. As Wang Lin's calm voice echoed, he pointed at Ren Dao, and Ren Dao suddenly coughed out blood and popping sounds came from within his body. He was immediately pushed back, and fear and horror filled his eyes, but what he really felt was confusion. However, just as he was pushed back, even more sounds came from inside his body. Blood mist erupted from his body and he turned into a bloody mess. At this moment, his body shattered into pieces, and the explosions continued. Fresh blood erupted and Ren Dao let out a miserable scream as his origin soul rushed out in panic. He was still confused. He didn't know how just one finger was enough to cause his body to collapse. However, just as his origin soul escaped, a thunderous roar that made him terrified came from his origin soul. This roar contained the destructive force of fire and thunder. Ren Dao's origin soul immediately collapsed. It was over in an instant. Everyone else only saw Wang Lin point twice and Ren Dao dying. From beginning to end, Wang Lin remained calm. He wasn't disappointed by the 9 mysterious transformations. A spell that could only be cultivated by each generation of Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor should absolutely be powerful. Maybe it was more powerful than I expected because it's fused with thunder. Wang Lin's gaze swept by everyone and landed on the 3 old men behind Ren Dao. One of them was at the early stage of Nirvana Shatterer and the other 2 were at the late stage of Nirvana Cleanser. Do the 3 of you want to challenge me as well? A white flame appeared within Wang Lin's right eye as he stared at the 3 old men. The 2 late-stage Nirvana Cleanser old men looked at each other before looking at the early-stage Nirvana Shatterer old man. They were clearly following his orders. This old man looked at Wang Lin. Although his expression was calm, his mind was in shock. He could kill Ren Dao with 2 points as well, but he was a Nirvana Shatterer cultivator, while Wang Lin was only at the peak of the Nirvana Scryer stage. Taking that into consideration, he had to place importance on the person before him. More importantly, 9 mysterious transformations. The old man's mind trembled. The gazes of the other elders among the surrounding people placed an invisible pressure on him. The old man pondered a bit and then calmly said, "Welcome, Divine Emperor." After he spoke, the other 2 old men relaxed and said at the same time, "Welcome, Divine Emperor." Following them were the sect members that listened to those 3. They were all respectful and welcomed Wang Lin in unison. "Welcome, Divine Emperor." At this moment, the voices of all the sect members present echoed. The sound of tens of thousands of people shouting caused an earth-shattering roar. Wang Lin's expression was calm. Although he was surrounded by people welcoming him, he understood that a lot of the people here weren't willing. After all, his cultivation level wasn't high enough to suppress everyone here, but he didn't care. Wang Lin's heart wasn't inside the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. At this moment, while Wang Lin was surrounded by cheers and people, there were a few people who had every complex emotions, and their minds weren't here. The first was Ta Shan. He didn't go meet Wang Lin but stayed where he was, silently looking at the sky. Although he couldn't see Wang Lin on the planet he was on, he could vaguely feel Wang Lin in the distance, and he heard the sounds of welcoming around Wang Lin. His expression was very complex, and after a long time, he let out a sigh before closing his eyes to continue cultivating. However, his mind wasn't able to calm down at all. In addition to him, there was someone else who was also the same. He was sitting on the wall of a city and was surrounded by wine jugs. He grabbed one and took a big gulp. His face revealed his sadness. Compared to the liveliness around Wang Lin, this old man looked very bleak. Behind him, Linga silently accompanied him. Aside from Ta Shan and Master Chen Yi, there was another person who felt very complex about this. This person was Shu Ligua. He was surrounded in flames, and he continued to curse as if he would never get tired. "Murderer Wang Lin, why haven't you let your grandpa Shu out yet? Just you wait, just you wait." Over the next 2 days, the elders of the remaining 3 divine sects came to congratulate Wang Lin on becoming the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. The entire Vermilion Bird Divine sect was extremely lively right now. Wang Lin was very polite to the elders of the 3 other divine sects. After all, The four divine sect shared the same room, and a majority of the elders here were at the demon spirit land. They had witnessed Wang Lin's spells, so they naturally wouldn't feel disdain by the fact that Wang Lin was only a Nirvana scryer cultivator. After politely talking to each other, the elders of the three sects were arranged places to stay. The elders of the three sects cared a lot about Wang Lin. In particular, the three head elders of Azure Dragon Divine Sect were very respectful to Wang Lin. 3 years ago, when Wang Lin told the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor about the news of the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor, they also found out about this matter and were extremely grateful Wang Lin had brought this news. A large ceremony was needed for the ascension of a new divine emperor. This was a tradition of the four divine sect, so Wang Lin couldn't just change it. This ceremony was set on the 6th day. Wang Lin would normally be very busy and would barely have time to rest right now. There were many things about the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect he had to get familiar with. Also, not all the elders of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect had acknowledged Wang Lin. They had accepted this due to the order of the old Divine Emperor. However, Wang Lin didn't do any of this. When he agreed to become the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor, it was only a deal with the old Divine Emperor. For the following 3 years, the old Divine Emperor had helped him a lot. Although it was part of the deal, Wang Lin still had to repay this kindness. However, Wang Lin knew that due to his current situation, he couldn't stay in one place for too long. During these 3 years, he would often awaken from cultivation and feel his skin crawl. If this had only happened 1 or 2 times, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but during these past 3 years, Wang Lin had experienced this no less than 10 times. This feeling was getting more and more clear, and he vaguely felt like it was coming from planet Suzaku. Wang Lin clearly knew that as his cultivation level increased, so did his foresight on danger. It was obvious that this sense of danger was coming from Tuor Sen. Tuor Sen's roar from when he left the land of the ancient god 1,000 years ago seemed to echo inside Wang Lin's mind. There will be a day when I'll come and find you to take back Tusai's inheritance. I fear Tuor Sen is going to come out soon. Wang Lin was sitting on a stone at the edge of a volcano on one of the main planets. The volcano released smoke along with intense heat. Tuor Sen was like a knife floating above Wang Lin's head that could drop at any moment. Wang Lin had been plagued with this crisis for over 1,000 years. Because his ancient god original body had reached 5 stars and he had the knowledge from the memories he inherited, Wang Lin was able to carry out a detailed analysis of the power of an 8-star ancient god. The result of his analysis shocked him. With such a powerful enemy that could escape at any time and would hunt him down right away, there was no way for Wang Lin to peacefully stay here. Otherwise, the only result would be dragging down the 4 divine sect and having it destroyed by Tuor Sen. Wang Lin had cultivated for over 1,000 years, and he was no longer the little core formation cultivator. Although Tuor Sen was strong, Wang Lin wasn't completely unprepared. If Celestial Emperor Qing Lin can revive, I wonder how he will compare to Tuor Sen. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as he looked down the mountain. All of the planets in the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect were constantly burning. At a glance, they were completely red. I'll rescue the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor as a temporary repayment for the old Divine Emperor's help. If I can avoid Tuor Sen's slaughter and gain the power to beat him, then I'll come back and ensure the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect prospers. If I die to Tuor Sen, Wang Lin silently looked at the sky and smiled bitterly. Tuor Sen. I won't let him escape so easily. This world is filled with greed. I wonder how many people will be lured by an 8-star ancient god. Wang Lin revealed a grim smile. Just at this moment, a stream of flames came from the distance. When it got within 100 feet of Wang Lin, the flames dissipated, revealing a red-robed elder. The old man was calm as he looked at Wang Lin and slowly said, Divine Emperor, the Corpse Sect, All Heaven, and the country of Chu Yun have all sent messengers here and are waiting in the back hall. Do you wish to see them? This elder wasn't one of the 6 elders that went to the demon spirit land. Wang Lin only knew that his name was Shu and that he was at the mid-stage of Nirvana Shatterer. He had a lot of prestige among the Nirvana Shatterer elders. Throughout the past few days, many messengers of the Alliance had come to congratulate him. Wang Lin naturally didn't see those people as there were Vermilion Bird Divine Sect members and elders to greet them. As for All Heaven and the Corpse Sect, It was the first time they had sent anyone. Wang Lin pondered a bit and thought of his plan to deal with Tuor Senator. He then changed his mind about not meeting these messengers. Wang Lin stood up and calmly said, "I'll meet them." The old man looked at Wang Lin and calmly said, "I want to ask what the Divine Emperor is planning. It is not just me, many other elders have the same doubt. I hope the Divine Emperor can answer us. Save the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor." After Wang Lin spoke, he didn't look at the old man but turned into a ray of light and flew away. The elder named Shu trembled and suddenly looked at where Wang Lin disappeared. His expression suddenly changed. "Azure Dragon Divine Emperor." He gasped and didn't ask more. His mind was completely shocked by those 4 words. Aside from the old Divine Emperor and the 3 head elders of the Azure Dragon Divine sect, no one else knew about this matter. Now that Elder Shu had heard this, a storm was set off in his mind. For the first time, he felt that Wang Lin was very profound and mysterious. The back hall of the Vermilion Bird Divine sect was built entirely from red jade. From a distance, it was very eye-catching. It was surrounded by red trees, and even the ground was paved red. Waves of intense heat came from this hall and diffused into the surroundings. At this moment, there were 2 men and 1 woman sitting inside the hall. The woman was very beautiful. She was wearing a blue silk dress that half revealed her chest. Her eyes were beautiful and there was a hint of flirtatiousness hidden within them. She carefully looked at the other 2 people. One of them was an old man and the other was a bald, young man. The old man wore a red robe and gave off a sense of majesty. His eyes were closed, but there were distortions around him, as if he didn't belong in this place. This revealed his shocking cultivation level. As for the bald man, he looked very ordinary and wore a green robe. He looked calm, but occasionally there would be a look of confusion in his eyes. However, he would soon return to normal. But the woman was immediately able to tell that the moment the confusion appeared in his eyes, the origin energy around here would pause for a moment. If Wang Lin was here, he would immediately recognize the old man and the bald man as they were people he knew. At this moment, a Vermilion Bird Divine Sect Junior came in with fruit and tea. After placing them down, this junior immediately left. The beautiful woman picked up the cup and blew the tea. She looked up at the old man and smiled. "I presume you are all heathens Li Yunzi. Junior is the corpse sect's Li Yingji. Greetings, senior." Part 277. The red-robed old man was all heathens John family's ancestor, Li Yunzi. Li Yunzi's eyes shined when he opened them. He coldly looked at the beautiful woman and calmly said, "I'm Li Yunzi." The beautiful woman smiled and took a drink. She then put down the cup and smiled. Senior Li Yunzi is very famous in all heaven. All heaven sending senior here to congratulate the new Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor makes it seem like all heaven intends to form a friendly relationship with the new Divine Emperor. You're a core disciple of the corpse sect, and you're already at the Nirvana cleanser stage at such a young age. Rumor has it that you have 4 corpse puppets, and 3 of them are no weaker than Nirvana Shatterer cultivators. For the corpse sect to send you means they also see great importance in the new Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. Li Yunzi's voice was calm, but when it landed in the woman's ears, her eyes shrank an indiscernible amount. This fellow cultivator must be from the Alliance. "I just don't know your name." The woman changed the subject and looked at the bald man. The bald man calmly said, "Country of Zhuyun, Moji." Moji. The beautiful woman frowned. It was obvious she had never heard of this name before. However, Li Yunzi's eyes suddenly narrowed and he turned to look at the bald man. After taking a closer look, he slowly said, "So you are Moji." The bald man smiled and clasped his hands at Li Yunzi. "Moji greets senior." The beautiful woman pondered a bit and then inquired, "Fellow cultivator Mo and senior Li Yunzi, do you two know who the new Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor is?" "I only know that this person is very arrogant and hasn't met any of the other messengers. The 4 Divine Sect also won't mention his name and is keeping it a secret." Li Yunzi picked up the cup, took a look, and put it down. He had come to the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect under the order of the Thunder Celestial Temple. In addition to the congratulations, there was a deep purpose that required him to come into direct contact with the new Divine Emperor. This matter was very important, otherwise, he wouldn't have come personally. The beautiful woman softly whispered, "This little girl has some news." During the battle at Celestial Emperor Qing Lin's cave 3 years ago, it was said the Vermilion Bird Divine sect took someone. Li Yunzi let out a cold snort. He naturally knew about this. The All-Heaven side had already thought about this matter, but aside from Master Flamespark, who thought it was very likely to be him, no one else thought so. Thus, the possibility of him being the new Divine Emperor was ruled out because, after all, it was too inconceivable. Him? He doesn't have the qualifications to become the Divine Emperor. There was a hint of disdain in Li Yunzi's eyes. If not for Qing Shui, Li Yunzi would have already caught him and refined him into a puppet to help Li Yunzi to break through the mysteries of the battle scroll. If someone said Wang Lin was the new Divine Emperor, Li Yunzi would never believe it. Thinking about Qing Shui, Li Yunzi felt at ease. Qing Shui going missing was within his expectations. He even knew that the upheaval at the Alliance headquarters was directly connected to Qing Shui. In addition to fulfilling the task All-Heaven had given him, he also had a personal goal in coming here. He wanted to use the name of All-Heaven to ask for Wang Lin from the Vermilion Bird Divine sect. He thought that the Vermilion Bird Divine sect had their reasons for taking Wang Lin. 3 years of time was enough to get their value out of Wang Lin. Now Wang Lin was probably useless to the Vermilion Bird Divine sect, so it shouldn't be difficult to get him. The beautiful woman looked at Li Yunzi and asked, "Oh? Rumor has it that his spell was able to kill Master Void. He was also able to kill 2 and seriously injure one of the All-Seer's avatars. Why does Senior Li Yunzi think he isn't qualified?" Back then, the Vermilion Bird Divine sect sent out a large force and even had the Vermilion Bird's true spirit lead the way. Li Yunzi calmly said, "That person talked to me just before heading off to Qing Lin's cave. I'm very clear of his cultivation level." He didn't believe that Wang Lin's cultivation level could have changed that much. In his opinion, it was all just baseless rumors. The beautiful woman frowned. Their corpse sect had collected various clues and concluded that the famous Wang Lin from Qing Lin's cave should be the new Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. However, Li Yunzi's words had put doubt in her mind. This Wang Lin was once All-Heaven's Thunder Celestial. If even All-Heaven doesn't think he is the new Divine Emperor, the beautiful woman no longer spoke. "The person you two are talking about is Wang Lin?" Moji suddenly asked. Just at this moment, Li Yunzi suddenly raised his head and looked outside with a strange expression. A moment later, Moji also raised his head and looked outside the hall. The last to look was the beautiful woman. The moment their gazes gathered outside the hall, a heat wave surged in from outside. This attracted all the fire origin energy in the hall to form an invisible vortex. At this moment, the fire origin energy seemed to become alive and became cheerful and active. As it rotated, it moved aside as if it were moving out of the way as a sign of respect. A person slowly walked into the hall under the gazes of the three. This person wore red armor that covered his face, leaving only his white hair out. There was also a white cloak behind him that matched the white vermilion bird tattoo, creating a sense of pressure. As this person walked into the hall, his armor made clinking sounds, and he completely ignored everyone. The cloak moved with the white hair and an unimaginable heat wave filled the hall. All the fire origin energy here seemed to become excited and circled the person in armor, forming a vortex around him. At this moment, a powerful pressure appeared within the hall. It wasn't just the fire origin energy in the hall that changed, but all the fire origin energy around the planet and starfield seemed to be rapidly gathering toward this person. As a result, the sudden change in origin energy caused a powerful pressure to spread out. There were some cultivators following this person. There were 4 in total, and they were all old and at the Nirvana Shatterer stage. They wore red robes, but they were very different from what Li Yunzi wore. The 4 of them entered with the armored person. They stood behind him and calmly looked at the 3 of them. The armored person walked before everyone and lifted his cloak as he sat down. His flame-like eyes pierced through the helmet and landed on the 3 of them. At this moment, he was filled with majesty. Also, the origin energy surrounding him prevented any divine sense from spying on him. Even if someone's divine sense were able to pierce through the origin energy in the cloak, very few people would be able to identify Wang Lin. The hall was completely silent. The appearance of the armored man was too shocking, and it unexpectedly stirred up the fire origin energy here. The beautiful woman's forehead was now sweating like she was sitting in an oven. Normally, with her cultivation level, she wouldn't be bothered by the heat, but the moment the armor person appeared, all the fire origin energy began to gather here. Even with her cultivation level, she found it a bit unbearable. Junior Li Yingji from the Corpse sect greets the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. The woman withdrew all the contempt in her heart. She withstood the pressure, stood up, and respectfully greeted this person as if he was an elder of her sect. What cultivation level is this Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor at to be able to produce such pressure? The beautiful woman was shocked. As Moji looked at the armored person, his eyes revealed a strange light, but he wasn't sure. At this moment, he also withstood the pressure to stand up and respectfully said, "Country of Chu Yun's Mozi greets Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor." The armored person's gaze swept by. His eyes paused on Moji for a moment before landing on Li Yunzi. Li Yunzi took a deep breath as he stood up and calmly said, "This old man is all heathens John family's Li Yunzi. I came here on behalf of the Thunder Celestial Temple to congratulate you on becoming the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor." The armored person's gaze lingered on Li Yunzi the most, and there was even a smile hidden under that armor. However, no one knew whether that smile was filled with ill intent or goodwill. Li Yunzi's heart skipped a beat. He felt a hint of unease from the gaze of the new Divine Emperor. This was especially true when the other 4 Nirvana Shatterer elders also looked at him. Li Yunzi, the person in the armor, slowly said. His voice was changed slightly by the armor, and when it pierced through the flames, it sounded ethereal. The unease in Li Yunzi's heart became even stronger. He took a step back as he looked at the new Divine Emperor and asked, "Does the Divine Emperor know me?" The armored person looked at Li Yunzi for a moment before withdrawing his gaze and looking at Moji. Moji suppressed the suspicion in his heart and said, "Divine Emperor, I came as the representative of the country of Chu Yun to congratulate the new Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. I was ordered by my teacher to bring gift." As he spoke, his right hand reached at the void and a crack appeared. This crack was not stable, it was clearly being affected by the origin energy here. Seeing that the crack was about to collapse the moment it appeared, the armored man raised his right hand. The origin energy around the crack dispersed and the crack immediately stabilized. This scene caused the beautiful woman's pupils to shrink. Even Li Yunzi's eyes narrowed. Moji's expression didn't change as he took out the prepared gifts from the crack. Pills, treasures, and various other things were taken out. The Vermilion Bird Divine Sect members came in to pick them up and stood to the side. The last thing Moji took out was a blue and green small flag. The moment it appeared, it released a powerful surge of cold energy. Even the fire origin energy in the hall paused for a moment. The armored person's eyes narrowed as he stared at the small flag and revealed a strange light in his eyes. "This is something teacher specially ordered me to gift to the Divine Emperor. It is a spirit that teacher sealed hundreds of years ago." Wang Lin's right hand reached out at the void and held the small flag in his hand. After carefully looking at it, he looked at Moji and said, "Many thanks." After Moji heard many thanks, his eyes shined as he looked profoundly at Wang Lin, but he didn't speak. Li Yunzi, who came on the behalf of all heathens Thunder Celestial Temple, had also brought gifts. Although they had their value, none of them caught Wang Lin's eyes. After the gifts were received, Li Yunzi's eyes lit up and he said, "Divine Emperor, aside from the few matters the Thunder Celestial Temple sent me here for, I also have a personal request." Seeing the new Divine Emperor's gaze fall on him, Li Yunzi pondered a bit and said, 3 years ago, the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect took away a person named Wang Lin. If the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect no longer has use for him, could you let this old man take him?" After he spoke, the 4 elders around the man in armor were startled and all looked at Li Yunzi. The man in armor looked at Li Yunzi and slowly asked, "You want Wang Lin?" The unease in Li Yunzi's heart increased when he vaguely felt that the new Divine Emperor's voice was a bit hostile. In particular, he noticed that the gazes of the 4 elders toward him had changed. The armored person looked at Li Yunzi and began to laugh. The laughter became even louder, and the origin energy within the hall began to rotate rapidly. The origin energy within the entire hall was affected. There were also arcs of lightning moving within the origin energy, making popping sounds. Li Yunzi's mind trembled, and he stood up and retreated a few steps. He stared at the armored man and said, "What does Divine Emperor mean?" If Wang Lin. Before he could finish speaking, his words were interrupted. The armored man slowly said, "I heard that Wang Lin is your all-heavens Thunder Celestial. Is it you who wants his person, or is it your Thunder Celestial Temple who wants this person?" Li Yunzi frowned and said, "Although this person is my all-heavens Thunder Celestial, his status as the Thunder Celestial has already been removed." Li Yunzi looked at the armored man and said, "Although I came here asking for him, this is also the will of the Thunder Celestial Temple." As the armored person looked at Li Yunzi, his smile even affected the armor, and he slowly said, "Oh? I wonder what issue this Wang Lin has with you and all heaven." The unease within Li Yunzi's heart became even stronger. After pondering for a bit, he said, "He has a lot of connections with the Thunder Celestial Temple, but it is inconvenient to list them one by one. But with me, he has taken an important treasure of my family, so I naturally must recover it. So that's the reason you want Wang Lin. It is understandable." The armored man nodded, but the four elders around him revealed a strange expressions but didn't speak. "I hope the Divine Emperor can agree to my request. After all, my all heaven and the four divine sect have a common enemy, the Alliance." Li Yunzi relaxed a bit. Although he was arrogant, he wouldn't dare to offend the four divine sect. Although the four divine sect had fallen, their background was deep, even all heaven feared them. "You said that Wang Lin has taken your Zhon family's important treasure. How come I don't know about this?" The armor man's sudden question immediately startled Li Yunzi. Before he could completely react, the armored man stood up, placed his hand over his helmet, and a gloomy voice came out from inside the helmet. "You want Wang Lin? Li Yunzi, look at who I am." In an instant, the helmet covering the person's face dissipated into a ripple, revealing Wang Lin. "You, Wang Lin." Even with Li Yunzi's mental strength, he couldn't help but gasp. The shock and disbelief in his eyes reached a limit. He couldn't help but subconsciously take a few steps back. "Impossible. How can you be the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor? Impossible." Li Yunzi was running out of breath and his pupils contracted. He simply couldn't accept this fact. In his mind, Wang Lin was just an ant, an insect he could crush at any time. The strong contrast was beyond Li Yunzi's belief. He stared at Wang Lin, filled with disbelief, but his shock and terror were even stronger. One of the four elders beside Wang Lin stepped forward and said in a gloomy tone, "You dare. Even if you represent all heaven's Thunder Celestial Temple, you have no right to judge the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor." With that step, the pressure of a Nirvana Shatterer cultivator spread out and charged forward at Li Yunzi. Li Yunzi was already in shock, and when the pressure crashed down on him, he coughed out a mouthful of blood. He retreated a few more steps with a pale face and was forced to accept the facts before him. "You, Li Yunzi, did you come here to represent all heaven to congratulate me on becoming the Divine Emperor, or are here to humiliate me by coming to the Vermilion Bird Divine sect to ask for the Divine Emperor? This is too absurd." Wang Lin's expression was gloomy and his voice was as cold as the icy wind of the afterlife. "This matter is like me sending someone to the Thunder Celestial Temple to ask for Master Flamespark. Li Yunzi, unless you give me a satisfactory explanation today, you won't be able to leave the Vermilion Bird Divine sect. Tomorrow, your all heaven will pay the price. This matter isn't me making things difficult. Fellow cultivator Mo Ji from the country of Chu Yun can be my witness." Wang Lin didn't even give Li Yunzi a chance. He executed his blow like a bolt of thunder. Li Yunzi's mind was still in shock, and those words caused him to cough out a bit of blood. His face was pale, and just as he was about to speak, Mo Ji spoke. "I can be witness to testify that Li Yunzi was unreasonable first and requested for the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. My words can represent the country of Chu Yun." The eyes of the beautiful woman from the corpse sect lit up and she smiled. "Since this little one was also part of this, I can also testify that Senior Li Yunzi's request was really absurd." Li Yunzi wasn't able to catch his breath before he heard the words of Mo Ji and the woman from the corpse sect. He coughed out more blood, then his head jerked up and he stared at Wang Lin. Wang Lin sneered and sat down once more. He raised his right hand as if he was observing his fingernails. He didn't pay any attention to Li Yunzi at all. This was the Vermilion Bird Divine sect, so Li Yunzi couldn't escape his grasp. If this person hadn't brought up such an absurd request, Wang Lin wouldn't have done this. However, now he had to teach Li Yunzi a lesson. Not only him, even the 4 elders behind him stared at Li Yunzi with cold gazes. The surroundings were completely silent. Moji looked at Wang Lin and felt melancholy. He didn't expect the old friend his teacher talked about to be Wang Lin. Thinking back to when they first met on planet Suzaku, it was inside a temple on a rainy night. At that time, this person had just obtained his domain and had just reached the soul formation stage. However, that night of Dao seeking had made Moji remember Wang Lin. The beautiful woman from the corpse sect also didn't speak. She looked at Li Yunzi with a smile that was not a smile, as if she was watching a lively show. Sweat slowly came out of Li Yunzi's forehead. It was very clear that he can't escape the 4 divine sect with his cultivation level. Wang Lin bringing the Thunder Celestial Temple into this was too vicious. This was no longer his own personal matter, it was the entire Thunder Celestial Temple insulting the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. This was the complete opposite of all heathen's original intention. I was reckless on this matter, but it is a personal matter and it has nothing to do with all heaven. After a long time, Li Yunzi revealed a bitter expression. Although he was unwilling, he still had to clasp his hands at Wang Lin and explain. If it wasn't for Qing Shui, Wang Lin would have already become his puppet. But right now he had to suffer the humiliation of bowing down to Wang Lin. The humiliation of having to explain what he had said. How could he bear this? However, if he didn't bear it, he would without a doubt die in the Vermilion Bird Divine sect. Insulting the Divine Emperor. Just these 4 words were enough for him to be unable to leave the 4 divine sect. Wang Lin simply pretended he didn't hear Li Yunzi's words and continued to observe his right hand. Li Yunzi's veins swelled as suppressed the anger in his heart. When he looked at the 4 Nirvana Shatterer elders around Wang Lin, his mind trembled. After pondering for a bit, he squeezed out a look of respect and said, "I hope Divine Emperor won't mind this old man's mistake. I was indeed reckless, but I didn't mean to insult." Wang Lin looked at his right hand and slowly said, "Reckless? I asked you before whether this matter was your own personal matter or all heathens. I still clearly remember your answer. I wonder what item of the Thunder Celestial Temple I hold." "You." Li Yunzi raised his head and suppressed the rage that was about to explode. At this moment, he didn't dare to get angry. If the woman from the corpse sect and Moji weren't here, he would have gone out all. Even though he would likely die, all heaven would get revenge for him. However, the other party had seized the initiative on this matter. With the witnesses here, even all heaven wouldn't be willing to go to war with both the Alliance and the 4 divine sect for his absurd request. Wang Lin's gaze toward him was extremely gloomy. Li Yunzi knew that if he didn't suppress his anger, he would immediately be killed. "Lord Divine Emperor, this matter. I was wrong on this matter." Li Yunzi clenched his fist and his body trembled. Ever since he began cultivating, he had never been humiliated like this. Wang Lin lowered his right hand as he stared at Li Yunzi and said, "Word for word, I want all the battle scrolls of your Zhon family. Give them to me and I'll let this go. I'll give you 15 minutes to consider." After he finished, he waved his right hand and some fire origin energy gathered before him to form an incense stick that floated in the air. As the incense stick burned, time slowly passed. Li Yunzi's heart struggled. Seeing that the incense was almost done burning, he knew that his time was almost up. An invisible pressure surrounded his body, and the bitter look on his face became even stronger as he nodded. His right hand reached at the void and a crack appeared before him. 3 scrolls flew out from the crack. Dense battle intent came from the scrolls and surrounded the area. Battle scroll. Wang Lin's eyes lit up as his right hand reached out and the 3 battle scrolls flew into his hand. His divine sense spread out, and with his understanding of the battle scrolls, he immediately knew if they were real or not. "Since you have already taken the battle scrolls, can I leave?" Li Yunzi had to personally hand over the Zhong family's most important treasures. This was something almost unbearable for him, but he also knew that even if he didn't hand them over, Wang Lin would most likely still get them. He had no choice in this matter. If someone else was the Divine Emperor, even if Li Yunzi offended them, at most he would just be trapped and they wouldn't dare to kill him. After all, he was from All Heaven. All Heaven was a very mysterious entity to the Alliance, and the unknown would have given Li Yunzi something to work with. Very few people from the Alliance really understand All Heaven, just like how All Heaven didn't understand the Alliance. However, Wang Lin was very familiar with All Heaven and was once the Thunder Celestial. All Heaven wasn't that mysterious to Wang Lin. This was still secondary. The most important factor was Li Yunzi's understanding of Wang Lin. He knew that Wang Lin was ruthless, daring, and decisive. If this person wanted to kill him, then he wouldn't be imprisoned, as that would give him a chance to counterattack. Wang Lin would choose to decisively attack, and Li Yunzi would have no chance for survival. As a result, he had to give in. Although his heart was bleeding, he still had to hand over the battle scrolls. After putting away the battle scrolls, Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he slowly said, "I can let go of the fact you insulted my identity as the Divine Emperor. However, there is still a personal matter I'd like to discuss with Senior Li Yunzi." Li Yunzi felt his heart drop as he stared at Wang Lin and clenched his teeth. "You have already taken the battle scrolls and I have already paid the price. What more do you want?" Wang Lin's expression was calm as he slowly said, "You had said that I took an important treasure of your Zhong family. You must give me an explanation about this." Wang Lin stared at Li Yunzi. He wanted to kill this person, but it would worsen the relationship between All Heaven and the Four Divine Sect. Killing him wouldn't align with Wang Lin's plan to deal with Tuor Senator. More importantly, if the Four Divine Sect and All Heaven's relationship worsened, the ones that would benefit would be the Corpse Sect and the Alliance. Qing Shui was very likely in the Alliance headquarters, and there was also the old Divine Emperor's kindness. All these various things made it so Wang Lin couldn't kill Li Yunzi for now. Li Yunzi suppressed the anger once more and said, "What more do you want?" Wang Lin slowly said, "The 10 Lu Fu. You." Popping sounds came from Li Yunzi's body. The anger inside him had reached a limit. His body trembled as he suppressed his anger several times to calm himself down. He finally let out a deep breath. "After giving you one last time, I only have 6 Lu Fu left. I don't have any more left, so that is all I can give you." Li Yunzi clenched his teeth. Wang Lin smiled and nodded. 6 is fine. You must also give me the jade with the instructions on controlling them." Li Yunzi closed his eyes and his right hand reached at the void. 6 Lu Fu filled with the scent of blood flew out, and there was also a piece of jade. Wang Lin waved his sleeves and the 6 Lu Fu went into his bag of holding. He then grabbed the jade, and after checking it, he put it away. "I'm departing." Li Yunzi turned around to leave. He couldn't stay inside the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect any longer. Don't leave so quickly. I have something I must trouble Li Yunzi to pass to Senior Master Flamespark." Wang Lin waved his right hand and a piece of jade flew into Li Yunzi's hand. Li Yunzi frowned and his divine sense scanned the jade. Then his expression changed greatly, and he looked up and his eyes shined brightly. "This matter." Wang Lin smiled but didn't say more. "If Senior Master Flamespark is interested, he can come seek me out at the Vermilion Bird Divine Sec." Li Yunzi carefully put the jade away. Then he looked at Wang Lin. He felt like he couldn't see through this person before him anymore. He let out a sigh and quickly left. "My Zhong family's things can't be in the hands of outsiders. Wang Lin, one day, I'll take them back. If I don't kill you, then I'm not Li Yunzi." Li Yunzi rushed out from the cultivation planet and quickly flew away. However, this jade from Wang Lin is a heaven-shaking matter. I must deliver this to Master Flamespark as soon as possible. If this is true, then it is far too shocking. Li Yunzi made up his mind to leave. Every moment he stayed here, he felt extremely humiliated. His right hand reached forward and he took out something from the crack before him. It was a black stone, and the moment he grabbed it, he crushed it into powder. The powder didn't scatter but quickly condensed around Li Yunzi. It was like a long line had wrapped itself around Li Yunzi. In an instant, Li Yunzi's speed increased several-fold and he disappeared without a trace. Several days later, Li Yunzi had finally left the eastern region that was controlled by the Four Divine sect at his fastest speed and charged toward the All-Heaven-controlled northern region. On the second day after he stepped into the northern region, just as he was rushing, a ray of light shot toward him. This ray of light was very fast and contained earth-shattering power as it shot at Li Yunzi. Li Yunzi's expression changed greatly, and he wanted to dodge. However, due to his cultivation level, he couldn't escape the approaching light at all. The ray of light pierced through Li Yunzi's chest. Li Yunzi didn't even have time to use spells or treasures. Li Yunzi coughed out blood and his body immediately collapsed. His origin soul was filled with shock and terror as he fled. Seeing that the light wasn't going to give up, Li Yunzi panicked. His right hand reached forward and a 100 feet wide ball of blood came out. It was a Lu Fu blood ball. The moment it appeared, Li Yunzi immediately shouted, "Explode!" The ball suddenly exploded, and the shockwave confronted the light. Borrowing this moment, Li Yunzi was willing to expend his origin soul essence to escape. However, a red line began to spread from his chest across his body. There was a smile that was not a smile on Li Yunzi's face, but his eyes were filled with terror. Poison. This is the corpse sect's poison. All heaven had gathered a lot of intelligence on the attack methods of the corpse sect. Li Yunzi was among the most powerful cultivators of all heaven, so he naturally knew when he was affected by a poison from the corpse sect. Scared out of his wits, Li Yunzi fled like crazy. It wasn't until Li Yunzi was far away that the figure of a man appeared. He wore blue and was very handsome. He looked at where Li Yunzi escaped to before shaking his head and leaving. To sneak attack a junior with the poison extracted from Situ Nan. This matter. Forget it. The two of us owe Wang Lin too much, the man sighed and disappeared. Let's leave the matter about Li Yunzi for now. After he left the Vermilion Bird Divine sect, the woman from the corpse sect brought out her gifts. After expressing the desire to form an alliance with the Four Divine sect, she was going to leave. However, Wang Lin asked her to remain to participate in the coronation ceremony in a few days. When the woman was about to get up and excuse herself, Wang Lin suddenly asked her a question. Fellow cultivator Li, the corpse sect always use corpses as a companions, so you must know a lot about the different corpses of the world. I wonder, what is considered the best body? The beautiful woman's eyes lit up. She was very interested in this new divine emperor. In particular, when he bullied Li Yunzi earlier, this made her view of Wang Lin change greatly. As if tempting Wang Lin, she pursed her lips and smiled. Since the divine emperor asked, then this little woman will definitely answer in detail. The rank 1 corpse has to be the bizarre reverse 5 elemental corpse. There was flirtatious look on her face as she explained. This bizarre reverse 5 elemental corpse isn't a real corpse. It is formed naturally by the heavens under special conditions. This body is formed by the 5 elements, but there are also 5 elements outside the body. This results in a strange change in law. Wang Lin nodded at what she said. So it's like this. I originally thought the news I received about a corpse would truly be the rank 1 corpse in the world. I originally wanted fellow cultivator Li to check, but since this is the case, forget about it. The beautiful woman's eyes lit up and she smiled. Oh, I wonder what kind of corpse would make the divine emperor so confident. Wang Lin didn't waste time. He waved his sleeves and a piece of jade flew at the beautiful woman. She caught it with a smile. When she looked at the jade, she didn't seem to care too much about what the information inside could be. As far as she was concerned, no matter how rare the corpse Wang Lin wanted was, her corpse sect would certainly have it. Her corpse sect even had some of the rare bizarre reverse 5 elemental corpses. What's more, when she said that the bizarre reverse 5 elemental corpse was the rank 1 corpse, that was only to the outside. There were 7 corpses within the corpse sect that were better than the bizarre reverse 5 elemental corpse. She casually scanned the jade with her divine sense, but in an instant, her right hand trembled. Her expression became serious. However, this seriousness suddenly collapsed and was replaced with shock and terror. Her right hand became unstable as she clenched the jade. Her expression became flushed and even her breathing became uneven. She took a few steps back and didn't recover for a while. It wasn't that she was too weak mentally, but the news in the jade would make it pointless no matter how strong her mind was. Forget about her. Even if the sect master of the corpse sect saw this, they would go crazy over this information. This, her head jerked up as she stared at Wang Lin. Even her speech became incoherent. It was impossible to express the shock and excitement in her heart with words. It was as if countless bolts of heavenly thunder had exploded in her mind. Wang Lin calmly accepted the tea from the sect member behind him. After taking a light sip, he looked at the beautiful woman. I wonder what rank this corpse would be. The beautiful woman struggled to suppress the shock in her heart and slowly said, this corpse, this is only the divine sense imprint of the divine emperor. Unless I see the real corpse, it is difficult for this little woman to decide. However, the corpse from inside the jade constantly emerged in her head and made her heart pound. Oh! Wang Lin looked at the woman as he blew the hot tea and calmly said, is that so? Then let's forget about it. I originally didn't have much hope for this, so knowing or not knowing doesn't matter much. The beautiful woman's expression changed and she immediately said, did Divine Emperor give Li Yunzi the same jade? Wang Lin took a sip of tea and casually said, that's correct. The beautiful woman pondered a bit, then she looked at Wang Lin with a hint of respect and said, I can't decide on this matter now, but, Divine Emperor, please give me 7 days. I'll definitely give Divine Emperor an answer in 7 days. Wang Lin put down the teacup and smiled. Fellow cultivator Li doesn't need to worry. I found this corpse by accident, but I was unable to retrieve it. That's why I asked fellow cultivator Li to help identify it. The beautiful woman was very cunning, and now that she had calmed down, she naturally knew that Wang Lin hadn't just simply given up this jade. This had a deeper meaning. Moreover, this Wang Lin had already prepared these jades. He had gifted one to Li Yunzi first and then gave one to her. After hesitating for a bit, she cautiously said, I'm afraid I won't be able to attend the Divine Emperor's coronation ceremony. I'll take my leave first. Wang Lin didn't try to keep her here. He let Li Yingji leave the hall. She turned into a ray of light and quickly left. Wang Lin withdrew his gaze from where the woman disappeared. He had already released the bait. Now he just had to see if all heaven and the corpse sect would be tempted. They will definitely be tempted. Wang Lin turned around to look at Mo Ji and smiled. He stood up and the armor and cloak disappeared. Wang Lin was wearing a white robe as he clasped his hands at Mo Ji and smiled. Brother Mo, it has been many years since we last met. You still look as good as ever. Mo Ji got up and clasped his hands. There was a hint of melancholy on his face as he smiled. I'm afraid it has been almost 1,000 years since we last met. Wang Lin's eyes were also filled with reminiscence as he let out a sigh and said, Brother Mo, our reunion was predestined. You and I must debate Tao again. I still remember that rainy night. Mo Ji smiled and nodded. The two of them walked out of the hall. The space around the volcano where Wang Lin was cultivating twisted. Wang Lin stepped out, followed by Mo Ji. Looking at the black smoke coming out of the volcano, Wang Lin sat down. He slapped his bag and took out 2 bottles. After throwing one at Mo Ji, Wang Lin took a drink and said, the rain is born from the sky and dies on the earth. The process in between is life. I have taken this to heart. Mo Ji picked up the bottle and sat down. There was reminiscence in his eyes, and he smiled. When I was part of the Alliance, I was stationed at planet Suzaku at the request of my teacher. On that rainy night, I felt something, so I went out for a walk and unexpectedly met Brother Wang. Brother Wang Lin, you would have gained enlightenment on your own regarding your life and death domain even if I hadn't given the pointer. Wang Lin shook his head. Sometimes, when you just barely understand but at the same time don't, no matter how much you think about it, it will feel as if there is something blocking your path. No matter how hard you try to break through, you won't be enlightened. The second time I met Brother Wang in the Suzaku tomb, I originally wanted Brother Wang to become the Lord of planet Suzaku, but it seems I had underestimated Brother Wang. Mo Ji looked sincere as he picked up the wine and took a drink. I didn't expect Brother Wang to be the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor in our third meeting. I'm very happy for you. The two people caught up while drinking wine. The memories of the past 1,000 years were shared and time passed quickly. It was as if they had returned back to that temple on that rainy night. Brother Wang's life and death domain has already reached completion and has changed. Your current domain is not something I can comprehend. However, my teacher said that all domains are related to your state of mind. When your heart changes, so does your domain. Perhaps this will be helpful to Brother Wang. As the two debated Tao, time gradually passed. Early in the morning, Moji said his farewells. He didn't stay to attend Wang Lin's coronation ceremony. He left with 4 pieces of jade that Wang Lin had given him and the matter entrusted to him. The news recorded in the 4 jades was enough to shock the entire alliance. Moji had to quickly hand it over to his master and then give them to the 3 other alliance forces. As for their country of Chu Yun, with Wang Lin's vague hints, Moji understood something, so he naturally wouldn't let his teacher get involved. After sending away Moji, there were more people that came to congratulate Wang Lin, but he didn't meet any of them. Time quickly passed and the day of the coronation ceremony arrived. On this day, the entire Vermilion Bird Divine sect was filled with excitement. The elders and members of the other 3 sects also came to witness the coronation of the new Divine Emperor. Although this ceremony was tedious, it was tradition, and it took an entire day to complete. The other 3 sects took their leave and the Vermilion Bird Divine sect slowly returned back to normal. Large amounts of members were concentrated on cultivation. As for the elders, they all became aware of the plan to save the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor. They all went into closed-door cultivation to keep their condition at the peak. After all, saving the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor was a very important matter. At this moment, Wang Lin's figure appeared at the edge of the Vermilion Bird Divine sect's burning starfield. There was an origin soul floating before him. This origin soul looked like a middle-aged man. He looked at Wang Lin with eyes filled with kindness and satisfaction. You're very good. During my remaining years, you're not the most talented person I've met, but you're the one I'm most satisfied with. I feel very assured leaving the Vermilion Bird Divine sect to you. Wang Lin silently pondered. Unfortunately, I don't have much time. If I had more time, I'm confident I could have given you the complete inheritance. What a pity. The middle-aged man shook his head and sighed. He looked at Wang Lin and softly said, I fear that I won't be able to return from this trip to the Alliance headquarters. However, no matter what the price, I'll get that Rain Celestial Realm crystal. Right now, 90% of my origin is here. I'll go absorb all the avatars I scattered. I left 10% of my origin soul with my physical body. Once I obtain the crystal, I'll use a secret origin soul transfer method to send the crystal to my physical body. After you receive the crystal, if you can save the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor, do it. If not, then keep yourself safe first. The middle-aged man spoke as if he was settling things for when he died. With that white flame, my body will not rot for 3,000 years. Every 100 years, you need to cultivate near my body and absorb the fire origin energy stored inside it. It will be a great help to your cultivation. Remember it well. However, if there is a life and death situation, don't worry about my body. Use the 9 mysterious transformations to explode my body. Perhaps it will allow you or the Vermilion Bird Divine sect to get through a crisis. The middle-aged man reluctantly looked at the surrounding burning starfield and at the distant Vermilion Bird Divine sect planets. There was melancholy and reluctance on his face. Wang Lin, I'm going to leave. I'll also find news of your senior brother Qing Shui as well. The middle-aged man looked at Wang Lin with kindness in his eyes as he placed his right hand on Wang Lin's head and softly said, I hope you don't think badly of me for leaving such a bad situation in your hands. He took a profound look at Wang Lin before turning around and walking away. He looked very elegant, as if he was just released from countless years of pressure, and he slowly walked forward. My name is Lu Yun, and I was born in the ancient Qi refiner world. I became the alchemy boy of the 4th generation Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. I'm thankful to the 4th Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor for not abandoning me and teaching me Qi cultivation. At the age of 1327, I gained some achievements as a chi refiner. I followed the Divine Emperor and witnessed the glory of my Vermilion Bird Divine sect. At age 2945, I became an elder of the Vermilion Bird Divine sect. At age 4760, I became one of the head elders and passed my first Heaven's Blight. At age 6215, I was given the Vermilion Bird mark and achieved my first awakening. I beat everyone else that had awakened and became number 1 among the awakened. At age 7912, with the help of the 4th Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor, I completed my second awakening. From then on, I was selected to be the next Divine Emperor, the young lord of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. At age 11463, the Tattoo clan invaded from outside and stirred up the world. My Vermilion Bird Divine Sect helped the Celestial Realm battle the Tattoo clan. Afterwards, the 4th Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor left with the other 3 Divine Emperors to head to the outside world. Before they left, I was designated the 5th Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. At that time, I had just passed my second Heaven's Blight with the help of the 4th Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. It was at that moment that I learned a heaven-shaking secret about my 4 Divine Sect. The 4 Divine Sect are not people from this sealed realm. They came from outside a long time ago. At the same time, I learned that the 4 Divine Sect's first Divine Emperors and members came from a small cultivation planet when the ancient celestial realm still existed. That cultivation planet is the root of my 4 Divine Sect and also the road home. That planet is still within the control of my Vermilion Bird Divine Sect, and there were no disagreements from the other 3 sects. After all, not many knew about this. In order to prevent everything that could happen in the future, it was already the deepest secret within the 4 Divine Sect since the first generation of Divine Emperors. Not even Celestial Emperor Qing Lin knew about this. After the 4 Divine Emperors took over the brilliant Void Star system, they created many similar planets. With these additional planets to confuse people, almost no one was able to recognize the original planet. In addition, the first-generation Divine Emperors used various methods to hide the planet. This ensured that the planet wouldn't be completely found even after a long time. After thousands of years, something strange happened in the celestial realm. At that moment, all creatures in the world seemed to become confused and were in a state of chaos. This video will end here.